Welcome back to Prime Morning, and it's time for a great conversation. It's time for us to talk health, everything you need to know concerning your health. But today we are talking anxiety during this festive season, during the occasion of Christmas. Anxiety, and we urge you to kindly get interactive with us on all our social media platforms. You can go on our Facebook page. When you get on there, don't forget to hit the share button and let everybody know that we are about talking on anxiety during this Christmas season, so they need to come and watch. I'm not doing this alone. My name is Cecilia Dwakumia, and I am here with...
We're talking about festive season and anxiety. You know, earlier I was sharing mine, and I don't know how the doctors would explain it for us to understand better, but some of us, we have anxiety since Christmas, it triples, you know, because there's a lot of things, you know, happens in Christmas or festive seasons. And so if you're in that position where you feel a bit of pressure on you, how everybody's going to be looking at it from your point of view, what people will be asking you of and all of that, you know, you start getting yourself a bit messed up in all of these things.
And I'm actually more concerned about really identifying that you are, you know, being anxious or you are experiencing anxiety during this season. And so, viewers, I have seated with me in studio is Dr. Iman Duejua, who's a medical doctor and presidential in psychiatry with Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and we'll be joined via Zoom by Dr. Bernard A. Ogundipe, who is a specialist psychiatrist with Confanoche Teaching Hospital. And so, viewers, please get interactive with us. And we're going to start with our guest in studio, Dr. Iman. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Is it Iman?
Iman.
Iman. Okay.
Iman, yes.
Okay. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So, viewers, this is Dr. Iman's first time, you know, doing this. So we want to help her feel very relaxed and feel very at home.
Thank you.
So
very
what
kind.
is it that you want to ask Dr. Iman this morning? Please send all your questions for her through our WhatsApp line, and she's ready to answer it all for you. Look, I want us to start.
This is TV anxiousness.
Yeah.
So,
We've all been there, Kevin. We've all been there. Okay.
But I'm excited about this conversation, for example. You know, earlier I was telling Esiru about the kind of position that I find myself in. I don't know what the medical or the doctor point of view is when it comes to the understanding of festive anxiety. So maybe you can explain that to us a bit. Then we'll know whether I fall in that place, like I'm thinking that I am, or if I'm not there, then I think I should be happy.
So, well, the first thing to know is that everybody falls within a spectrum. It's quite normal to have anxiety at certain points in your life, okay? So it's basically anxiety is an emotional response, an extreme emotional response to a stressor in your life.
Extreme emotional
response to a stressor. Usually it will manifest as maybe extreme fear or worry. So, and what is considered stressful is different per person. It's not one size fits all. What I might consider as a stressor for me might not be so stressful for you, evidently. So then during the festive seasons, I'll narrow down to Christmas. There are lots of things going on during this period that could pose as stresses to people and induce certain forms of anxiety.
Actually, the state of the economy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, people have been through a lot this year financially, and that's a very, key point when it comes to anxiety during the festive seasons, during Christmas, because there are so many expectations. People are expected to buy gifts. People are expected to meet certain standards that they've always met when it comes to Christmas over the years. Exactly.
Tallest.
Yeah, people are, it comes down to even Christmas decorations, Christmas trees. These things cost money. And you're expected, people are asking you, so how are you setting up your home for Christmas? What are you doing? And all of these things. So in
Ghanaian homes, you have people asking those questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, it happens. Have you set up your Christmas tree? It's not cheap. There are so many concerts going on. You're expected to attend as many as you can.
Ask for that one. Dr. Iman, we'll come to that. But we've been joined on phone. Dr. Bernard A. Ogundipe. Doc, I think Doc will beat me today. Specialist.
Good morning. Here we are Dr. Iman.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Yes.
Don't
How
mind
about
him,
the-
I have correct pronunciation. Don't mind him, Ogundipe.
Hey.
You are spoiling the name.
It's actually Ogundipe.
Exactly.
Please, that's not what you said.
Yes, so.
Doc, thanks so much
It's a pleasure to
for.
be on your show. Yes, good morning.
Yeah.
So I think Dr. Iman has
Doc,
done
hold
justice
on. I need to let viewers
Yes.
know exactly who you are, okay? So please hold on. We've only got the name.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's a specialist psychiatrist, Hope Exchange Medical Center. Got it, right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
So I'm also the organizing secretary of the Psychiatric Association of Ghana, PAG,
Okay.
and we are a group of doctors
Okay.
who are in the mental health space in Ghana, and some of our colleagues who are outside Ghana who have interest in making sure that the mental health needs of the Ghanaian is met. So we do a lot of advocacy with the government. For instance, recently we had the decriminalization of suicide in Ghana. It took a lot of advocacy work from the Psychiatric Association of Ghana and our stakeholders. And also we're very instrumental in the passing of the Mental Health Act of 2012 and the legislative instrument guiding it. So we've been doing a lot of advocacy work in Ghana.
That's nice.
We also render clinical services to our people in Ghana here. Recently, we were in Sugakufe when the flood happened with the spilling of the dam, and also when Apesi disaster, when there was this disaster in Apesi, the blast. So we were there to offer psychological and psychiatric help to the people who were involved. So
Doc,
we do
can
all
you please
this.
speak
We
up
also
a
are
little
involved in
for
research.
us?
Yes.
Can you please
You said?
speak up? Can you please speak up for us so we can?
Okay.
Yes.
So can I go on, or I should rephrase
Yes,
everything I said?
please go on. Please go on.
So that's basically what Psychiatric Association of Ghana we do.
Okay.
We consist of doctors of different cadres, from professors, consultants, fellows, residents, senior residents, medical officers, specialists, and those who are interested in mental health in Ghana. So that's basically what we are representing, and that's why we're on your show this morning. And we would like to thank you for extending your invitation to the Psychiatric Association of Ghana. And we believe this is part of the advocacy we are all doing every day behind closed doors.
Yeah. Okay, Doc. Thank you so much. Anxiety during Christmas season is something that is easily overlooked. We don't really notice or see that this is what we could possibly be going through. Now, my problem here is how we can easily tell that this is what we are going through, and then how best it can be tackled.
Yeah.
That is what I really want us to do.
And even before that, I want to find out from Doc. Doc, Doc Iman was actually providing some context in terms of what it means and what it comes with, especially seasons like this. You have been on the road, like you rightly mentioned, the places you've been. Let's even look at the build-up to the festive season with the interactions you've had with all these people in terms of the economic situations and all of that. How is the build-up like when you speak to them? Are they very much looking forward to the Christmas festivities and what they'll be capable of getting or even providing before we even look at, the situation itself?
So with anxiety, I'm sure everybody's mind is on the economic, like you rightly said, but anxiety actually goes deeper than that. People already have, families. No family is perfect. We all have our issues in the family, and towards this festive season, people have to go home, travel, make plans for traveling.
Yeah.
You are going to meet your family members who probably have unresolved conflicts of issues. This could be a very big source of anxiety. So the economic component is there, planning, traveling, buying gifts, like Dr. Iman and you have rightly said. But someone could actually have a pre-existing mental health issue such as social anxiety, where he has problems interacting in the social environment. And now there's going to be an office party.
Yeah.
He's normally working in his cubicle. Now there's going to be social interaction. That person is going to have a lot of anxiety before that event. Someone could actually be battling with depression even before this season. And we all know depression and anxiety, they are good friends. They go hand in hand most times. So he already has a background, she or he already has a background mental health issue. And this festive season, which is also a stressful event,
it makes it worse.
Makes the situation worse.
Yeah.
So these are some of the, and someone could actually be a lonely person. He's alone. He feels isolated. He's probably living alone, and now everybody is going to their family for this festive season, and this person is all alone. He will feel the impact of the festive season, which makes the situation worse. And sometimes too, you may be in an office and somehow you're isolated. Maybe they don't invite you for a weekend get together or let's hang out. So even though he's in the midst of people, he has a family, yet he still feels isolated. So all these are mental health issues that when these festive seasons come, it brings to the fore. And of course, the economic aspect that we all seem to focus on, that one too is traveling, gifts, making appearances, even what to wear. Could be a source of concern if your finances are not really the best. So that's my views on that.
Okay, all right. So, Dr. Iman, before we even enter December, right? One of the things that I was hoping to do was to travel, go on a vacation, okay? And I was like, this festive season, I must try to, go chillax somewhere and all that. So I decided to go and do my inquiries. I got to the airline, did my inquiries. I saw the proposed amount that I could possibly pay, flights, the hotel, everything. I was like, it's not possible. Let me just stay in my one cool corner and just enjoy myself the best way that I can. But for people that it wouldn't be so easy for them to say that, I can substitute this for that, in case I'm not, like Doc mentioned, in case you are not being invited to an outing, in case you are not, you don't have that social life or social ability to want to be out there and then all that. How easy can it be for you to say that you're going to adopt a different lifestyle, something else, to keep you and your mind sane during this festive season?
So that's an important point, because a lot of people during this festive season, during Christmas, are under so much pressure to do what people expect them to do. And you need to know that it's important that you prioritize your mental health during this period. Do what you are comfortable doing. Don't let anybody push you around. Set boundaries. For instance, you are not a very social person, and that's okay. Or you are not necessarily in the best of terms with, certain friends and families and stuff. You don't have to attend every event. It's fine to turn down some of them. You should set boundaries and stick to them. Don't let anybody push you around or force you to attend any concerts you don't want to go for, or even avoid toxic family members or friends if that's what you have to do.
But they say that this is the season for you to forgive others, season of forgiveness, season of being welcoming,
be
and,
there for
sharing
others.
laughter, exactly.
All that.
Because, it's supposed to be of help, one way or the other, bridging certain gaps that had been created over time.
Yeah, definitely. But then it's also a time for you to also take care of yourself as well. So then, as you're forgiving people and making merry and all that, you should know which ones are good for you and which ones are not. If there are certain family members or certain gatherings that usually will not help you, are toxic, don't push yourself too much. And another important thing is most of the time people have this preconceived ideas of what their Christmas should be like. And they try so hard to fit into that picture they've created, this fantasy they've created in their minds when it comes to Christmas or what Christmas should be. There's nothing like a perfect Christmas, and it's fine. Just do anything that's within your means that makes you happy. It doesn't have to look like the Christmas it was a year ago, 5 years ago. Times are changing. Clearly, you can see that we are in different times now. So just do what's good for you in this period, and that's also
things will not be like the way they have always been.
Yes.
Some
people have lost some loved ones that they used to celebrate Christmas with, and this is a time where it reminds them of these loved ones, and then they go through the whole grieving process again. it's okay that this time mommy's not around, daddy's not around, maybe a sibling or a loved one. It's okay.
It's okay.
Just try and celebrate Christmas the best way you can without stressing yourself out too much.
Let me try and get practical with Doc. Doc, you are from the mental space, mental health space, let me put it that way. Let's be as practical as possible. How many people have you talked to or have been sent to psychiatric hospitals that have been, as a result of they trying to do more than they could in festive season? Like, now, boom. It was all because somebody felt like...
does Doc understand?
No, you understand. At this point, you understand. All because somebody felt he was supposed to have done something for that person at festive season. He couldn't do it. And that brought him a lot of depression because of what probably he stands to lose, relationship, friendship, whatever it is.
The nagging boom is an extreme end of that. So normally, what...
Dog, literally, I mean that the person has been pushed to go mad, possibly. It doesn't get to that extreme.
So I'm trying to let you see the true picture, how it presents normally, so you don't miss the signs when you see someone having these challenges.
Okay.
So it could stem from just not even being able to concentrate, being irritable, okay? They may not be able to sleep very well. They may easily get offended.
Yeah.
These are, you feel this person is on edge, and he may even avoid certain things he will usually do. And I would like you to also bear in mind that anxiety is not bad totally.
Okay.
We are all expected to have a certain level of anxiety before we can even perform optimally. So the problem is when the anxiety is overboard, whereby you are fatigued or you burn out and you can't even function, or when you have no anxiety. When you have no anxiety, it's not good. It means you are laid back, this friend or this affair, you are not really bothered. So we all need a certain level of anxiety. There's a curve a particular gentleman drew. It's called the Yerkes Dodson curve. So you need a certain amount of anxiety to be able to perform very well. So it's not anxiety on its own is really bad, but when it's crippling, when it's not making you function, it's not causing problem between you and your partner. Let's say we are going to have a holiday and you have to travel to, let's say, Hope or maybe Tamale, and thinking of how to transport the whole family, packing and everything, is stressful enough. But if it's so stressful enough to the extent that you are not even talking with your spouse, you are irritable to your children, you are lashing out, then that's a problem. Okay. It's not the wajuni bomb in code that PMJ mentioned, but these are the subtle signs you see that will tell you this person is going through this anxiety.
So then it means that it can be controlled to the extent that the person won't get to where I'm talking it could get to, right?
Yes. So what you just mentioned now is what we call the coping mechanism.
Okay.
These are deliberate measures you take to control, should I say, the damages or the effects of this. Okay. Mind you, when there's anxiety, there are different components of your response. How you as an individual react to it, that's your subjective response. And how the body also reacts to it, that's the physiological response. So sometimes when someone is anxious, and you have the behavioral response, where some people may just lash out and all those things. Sometimes you feel your heart is beating fast, your tongue is dry, you're swallowing your saliva, and all those. Those are maybe the physiological response to anxiety. But sometimes you have an individual response. And these ones could be what we call your coping mechanism, what you do when you are faced with this situation. And it differs for different people. So some of them are helpful, we call them good coping mechanisms. And some of them are not really helpful. Those are what we call maladaptive coping mechanisms, such as going to drink alcohol or taking substances to numb your anxiety. In the long run, it won't help. So those ones which don't help, we call them maladaptive mechanisms. So I'm sure you have certain ways you deal with this, the ones you are conscious about. And there are some unconscious ways you deal with it. Those ones we call them defense mechanisms. But we wouldn't talk about it in this forum. So let's just leave it to what we all can easily appreciate and we see around.
Okay. All right, Doc. So briefly, earlier you did mention low anxiety, that the person being laid back and, the person acting, I don't care, like, doesn't care about anything at all and all that. But now on social media, for example, the perception that is being created on there is that when you decide to put yourself in a state where you care less about a lot of things that are ongoing or going on in your life or around you, it puts you in a state of mental health where it's stable, it's okay, it's good. But you did mention earlier that low anxiety isn't good.
Yes, so that's why I said that there's a certain level that you should have. So let's say an athlete, for instance, when you watch the 100 meters athletics, you see the athlete, they fidget a little bit before the game.
Yeah.
You see them moving their bodies and everything.
Yeah.
It's not a form of anxiety.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's not so much to the extent that it will stop him from coming to the track. So you need that tension. So part of the body's way of reacting to stress is to steer your body to be ready for either flight, either you run or you fight. So it shouldn't be so much to the extent that you freeze. Some people will be so anxious and they freeze. So when the anxiety is to the extent whereby you can't function, that's when you probably end up coming to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist.
Okay.
But you need a certain level of anxiety to perform.
Okay.
And the social media issue is actually, it's good you brought it up. During this festive season, you should reduce your exposure to social media and pay attention to what really matters, your family and friends.
Right.
Okay? Because now we actually post a picture on social media, and within 5 hours, this person is feeling low.
Yeah.
The mood is very low because very few people have liked his or a picture.
True.
I mean, it's that bad. And this person's whole day will be spoiled because he or she had very few likes or very few comments on social media. So that's my take on that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc. At some point, Instagram was reducing my followers. I don't know what was, and I was like, what have I done
You're
wrong?
getting anxious.
I was getting there bit by bit, but I was like, let me not focus on it. Let me just put it away and then okay.
So, I mean, in entirety, it looks like this is a Christmas where we have to say no is no. And if we, but my problem is, how do you deal with the life after? Do we know how to go about these people that we're going to be saying no to? Or because, we can provide whatever it is they want to because at the end of the day, we'll be done and still go back to the anxiety again because those people will leave us.
Same old routine.
They wouldn't want to talk to you again and then now start thinking, hey, why?
Yeah.
So, it's important to realize that life goes on. After you said no to somebody, they will be okay. They will be fine. You say yes to them, but then you go back and you're suffering and you're going through all these cascade of
unnecessary pressure.
Yes, exactly. So then, obviously find a nice way to do it. Don't stress yourself too much. You need to learn to communicate because, say, as a parent, it's okay for you, or as a husband or a father, it's okay for you to be able to tell your spouse or your kids, your children that, this year has not been a very great financial year for me, so I can't do A and B like I did last year, but I can only provide A this year or B. Instead of keeping everything in you, harboring all these...
going all out.
Yes, and going all out and struggling, putting yourself under undue stress and pressure.
Yeah.
So that's one very important thing. Another thing is to try and avoid triggers, like I've mentioned already. Don't go places, don't interact with people you don't have to interact with. Don't feel under so much pressure to honor every invitation. There are so many things going on, so many parties, so many gatherings. You don't have to attend all of them. And then try and find things that you enjoy, things that will help you release stress during this period. Try and get enough sleep. Try and get hobbies, exercise. If you enjoy swimming, watching movies, do these things. Because another thing that causes anxiety during this period is because of all the activities going on, you notice that you lose your regular routine.
Okay.
For instance, if you're somebody who works out, eats healthy, stuff like that, you realize that you kind of lose your regular routine during this period.
Like the interest is beginning to decline.
Yeah, and then like there's so many things. For instance, you don't drink alcohol, but let's say you have a group of friends coming into Ghana during this period and they expect you to take them out and you don't want to be the person spoiling the fun at the event. So then you are put under pressure to do these things, but you are not the person to use substances or do these things. So just be yourself this season and know that it will pass. It's not a do or die affair. It will pass.
There's
so
life
be
after.
yourself. Yes, enjoy yourself, but then don't do too much. That will put you under undue pressure and stress. Yeah.
Simply put, don't do too much. Don't do what your body cannot take or cannot consume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Dr. Iman, Which this is where we have to end this conversation. Right. Yes, I was
But I
beginning to
enjoyed
enjoy
it.
myself.
I mean, there's a lot I've learned.
Yeah.
You know, because it's one of my issues. I've been thinking about it. And it's good that at least I know that.
He has a tall list of
say
fulfillments
no
to
to-
do for people.
Right.
And
say
so
no to
it's
people and
beginning
say no.
to have a toll on him whilst he's seated there.
I've been very, very, very somewhere in the past few days. I'm telling you.
Just
But
do
it's
what
okay.
you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming for all of you.
All right, viewers. So this is where we end this conversation. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Bernard A. Ogundipe.
Thank you very much for having you
Okay.
on your program.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. And let me use this opportunity to wish you and your production team and your esteemed viewers compliment of the season. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So Dr. Bernard Ogundipe is a specialist psychiatrist, Hope Exchange Medical Center. And in studio, we were joined by Dr. Iman Duejua.
Yes.
Duejua.
Duejua,
Yes, medical doctor and presidential in psychiatry at Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Viewers, I hope that you've learned a lot. KMJ, he has learned something. That
Yep.
The tallest he has is not going to fulfill everything on there. He will do what he can.
No.
And I've learned a lot as well. So, Doc, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful morning. And Merry Christmas to you.
I'm staying home this Christmas. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
That's a lie.